what do you recommend those people though go watch if they don't like Ron's basement
Well,
videos?
there's plenty of cartoons on YouTube here. I mean, the Roadrunner is my favorite run. So maybe they can go watch the Roadrunner, or maybe go to Wally Mart and go get the game called Candyland. Maybe that's up more their speed.
Okay, right.
But
But people, we put ourselves out there, and people are willing to are free to say what they like about us. We would hope they'd be nice and respectful, but there's all types of people. Silver, $21. Could that happen if Jerome Powell and the United States Federal Reserve this Wednesday come out with some hawkish language? We're going to talk about that in this video, but we have a ton more to talk about because I have a special treat for you. We are joined by our good friend, the world famous coin shop Chris, and we have a multitude of silver and gold related subjects to talk with you about today. Coin shop Chris, welcome back to Ron's Basement.
oh, it's always good to be back in the basement, Ron. Always.
Well, it's our pleasure to have you. Thank you for joining us on behalf of all the viewers. I have a question for you, Chris. I was looking at the data from my channel, and it seems like the percentage of female viewers is going up and up and up. Now, I'd like to credit that to my dashing good looks. That's what Susie said might be the case. But do you think we're starting to see more and more women, females, get into the silver and gold stacking, the precious metals sector?
Absolutely. I'm seeing the same thing at the shop, Ron. People, you know, I don't know where all the females came from, but it's good to have them. I am very happy to see more and more, because it used to be, I mean, we go back 20 years, Ron, we didn't hear the word stacking term, until all this gold and silver craze and with everything's going on. It used to be just a hobby, I guess, for us guys. When I was doing coins at the flea market, I dealt with very few females by themselves. I mean, they may have been with their husbands or boyfriends, and a lot of them didn't seem to care about coins or silver. But it is really good to see it, because I would like to know some of their stories. If any females out there would like to share their story with Ron with an email, please share your story. This is how you got involved with this.
So let me clear something up then, Chris, because you didn't address this. You're saying it's not because of my dashing good looks. Is that correct?
Wow, that's between you and Susie.
We're not starting off on a good foot, coin shop Chris. No, and I want to. Here's what I've noticed. When I started the channel, I had like 5%, and I thought, well, maybe that's just like my old girlfriends from college. I don't know what it was, but now I just checked before we came on. 13% of the viewers of Ron's Basement are female, and yes, I want to make it real clear. They're welcome. It's awesome. If I can even be a hub for the female, women, whatever we want to call it, stackers, you are absolutely welcome here. I like to say we're basement men when we're down here, but we're also basement women or basement people, whatever you choose to call yourself. Let's welcome them, right, Chris?
Exactly. I think I may have touched on the story just before, Ron. I remember it was about a month and a half ago at the shop. Husband and wife came in, and you would think, the females with the husband didn't know a lot about silver or gold, but the husband didn't know a lot about silver and gold. And the husband was complaining about her buying, I think it was 50 ounces of silver at the time. And she went up one side of him and down the other. And, I really wanted to give her a high five for telling him, how it's going to be. I mean, I thought it was awesome. I mean, I was laughing my butt off, but it was really interesting to see that, on the opposite side of the fact.
Yeah. And so wait, let me get this straight. It was the wife who was there who wanted to buy the silver. Is that right?
Exactly.
Ah, interesting. Maybe Chris, go ahead.
And the husband didn't know a damn thing about silver and gold. And that was the interesting part. And And he's saying you're wasting your money on this, blah blah blah. And she just come unglued on him.
Yeah. Well,
Right in the shop.
hopefully she told him that they weren't buying silver or gold. They were converting their worthless paper, unicorn fart dust, whatever you want to call it, converting it into real money, right? Real money. My other thought on this, Chris, I think I figured it out. Why we're getting more women, more females in the silver and gold stacking, because it's true after all. Women are smarter than men.
Exactly.
You can ask Susie; she'll vouch for that. When we're on the subject of the coin shop, we're getting a lot of people who are complaining in the comments of our videos that the coin shops are ripping people off with these crazy premiums. And people, I think, believe that the coin shops are the ones who are making these massive profit margins. Is that the case, Chris?
Well, it's not the case at the shop that I work for, Ron. I mean, when you're buying a Silver Eagle from the dealer or from the public, yeah, you know, if you came in right now and sold me a Silver Eagle, our dealer price is about $38. We probably give you 37 if you're not, because you're selling us a few at a time. We're not getting 500 in a lot at a time from the dealer, so you're gonna get a little bit of cut back there. But you know, when you're buying them for 37 from the public and selling them for 42, excuse me, we're not, it's actually dropped down some $33 right now. We're buying them from the public, selling for 38, Ron. It's not a big profit margin.
No, and I think people get confused because, number one, I know even my local coin shop, they're buying back silver over spot, right? So the spread between what they'll buy the silver from you for and what they'll then sell it back to the public is not that great. And there's a lot of steps that go between the silver mine and the retail coin shop, right? I mean, you start with the miner, then it goes to a refiner, then it goes to a producer, a mint, whatever. And then it goes usually to a wholesaler who then distributes it and sells it to the coin shop. So there's a lot of steps in between. And you know, people are in the business to make money. So everybody's trying to add a little profit. It's not like the coin, it's not like your local coin. Like, let's say you see the spot silver price is $24 and you go in and you want to buy, you know, a 1 ounce round even, right? And let's say it's $29. It's not like the coin shop is making that $5 spread, right? They might be making a buck or two in all reality.
And that's exactly right. And people don't seem to realize that the shops need to make some money too. Now, on the flip side of that, if your local coin shop is paying you on the spot for anything, you're not getting a fair shake. Every coin shop should be paying over spot right now for everything.
Yeah.
I will say that. Are there bad coin shops out there? Absolutely.
Sure.
I've said that before. But personally, I would, you know, everybody online, all their online dealers, if you sell them, they're paying over spot for everything.
Okay.
So
hey, Chris,
it's not like,
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's not like the good old days where, you know, you go in and they say they'll give you $1.50 on the spot. I mean, that used, you know, right now, if your coin shop is paying on the spot, find someone else to sell it to.
Okay. But who, right. And if you're going to sell silver or buy silver, shop around. Make sure you're getting good quality product for the best price. Shop around. Make a couple phone calls. It's easy to do. But let's talk about this, Chris. Are we just a couple of morons? I think you and I got a big kick out of this comment on one of our last video from John Boatker. His comment was quite simple. He said, 2 morons who found each other.
Well, I mean, you know, that's a little insulting, but
Yeah.
we always get some foosballs out there. You know, they're big behind the keyboard, Ron, but
Yeah. Yeah.
But maybe you're the moron, Ron, and I'm the putz. So maybe we did like the two old grumpy old men, and instead of we being the catfish hunter, we're going to be the gold and silver hunters.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about $21 silver next, but I just want to point this out when it comes to the two morons. I'm the moron, right? I put the Ron in moron, and I'm from Missouri, which is MO. So I am moron, right? I'll fully take it. Maybe we'll refer to you, yeah, if you want to be the putz, whatever, Chris. But I just thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah,
And
it was.
and
I mean, it was funny, but I mean, there's no need of that. If
right.
if you don't like the channel, you don't have to watch. I mean, people call
What
it
can they
clickbait.
do? What can they, Chris, let me ask you a question. This is something else that's hilarious. What do you recommend if they don't like, yeah, if they don't like the content, they don't have to watch it, right? If they don't like the thumbnails, they don't like, that I think that silver's going to $61, then they can go watch a channel that thinks silver's going to $15 or whatever. And what do you recommend those people though go watch if they don't like Ron's basement
Well,
videos?
there's plenty of cartoons on YouTube here. I mean, the Roadrunner is my favorite run. So maybe they can go watch the Roadrunner, or maybe go to Wally Mart and go get the game called Candyland. Maybe that's up more their speed.
Okay, right.
But
But people, we put ourselves out there, and people are willing to are free to say what they like about us. We would hope they'd be nice and respectful, but there's all types of people. Chris, another one of your favorite people. I know you love this guy, Jerome Powell. Jerome Powell this week is going to have a major announcement. It could totally move the silver and gold market. It will, most likely. What do you think? What are you seeing coming out of the Fed this week?
Well, before I answer that question, I'd just like to take a minute here on to have everybody, please like, share, and subscribe this. We're trying to get to 28,000 subscribers for Ron, is not me. I kind of set the goal for Ron. We're a little bit behind the 8 ball there. So if everybody can share this out, subscribe, and give this a video a thumbs up, this is how we can get the information out. So now going back to your question, Ron, I think we're going to see a pause. And with that being said, people are going to have to be very cautious about, looking forward. Are we going to see a pause in July? In July, then August, we have a break. Just because we get a pause, don't mean they're not going to go back and raise rates back in July or September. And this may be a little trick where people are going to get, comfortable going buy a home, buying a car, and then everything crashes in the fall like it did in 2008. I would use extreme caution. If we get a pause, it's going to take silver and gold up. If we get a 25% basis rate hike this time, we're probably going to be a little bit down, but we're not going to stay down for long.
I think we could see $21 silver if they raise rates.
I just don't think we're going to see it that low, Ron. I just don't. I see maybe a pullback to 22.90, 22.50. I just don't see it that low.
Well, I got news for you, Chris. The gold bear has spoke, and if they raise rates, we're going to have $21 silver.
Okay, we will see who's right and who's wrong. And maybe we would be both right. I mean, somewhere down the line, but I really don't. Another thing I want to point out, we got low silver prices right now. We don't know what silver is going to be close to the holidays. So if you're thinking about getting people holiday gifts, silver, mostly silver. I know a lot of people can't afford gold. This might be the time to pick up some silver for the holidays.
Uh-huh.
That might be a wise move if you're looking into giving silver as a holiday gift and picking up some now.
I mean, Chris, I'm trying to talk about the Federal Reserve, and all you want to talk about is Christmas. What a you're ready for the Sears Christmas catalog to show up. No, great idea. Right now may be a good time because there may be no silver. If you listen to the Chinese, I won't even go down that path, but there's some recent reports out of China where they're saying like, we're going to run out of silver. We're going to run out of silver. Let me circle back real quick and put this $21 silver Fed thing to bed. You know, I was calling for a pause a couple of weeks ago. Don't listen to me, because now I'm starting to feel like maybe they're going to raise rates. So I don't know what I'm talking about, but I will say this. I think if everyone's expecting a pause. I think what's more important, and I'm not hearing a lot of people talk about this, is going to be the language and the communication subsequent to the announcement. Because if they come out with some hawkish bravado, that's going to be bad. I think in particular for this meeting, there's going to be even more attention paid to the language. And, you know, I mean, like it or not, the Fed moves the precious metals market. It won't be that way forever. And don't forget, guys, if you want to get some silver or gold as Christmas presents, do it now, because there may be none around Christmas, right? Coin shop, Chris?
Well, there probably will be some around. It's just at what price point.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
even we see silver shoot off to $61 that you got attacked on, Ron. You know, just back it up and go, you know, back in the 1996, where gold was right around, I don't know, it was around $300, $400, $500. I mean, if we were talking back then and saying 2023, we're going to see the $2,000 gold, people would think we were a bunch of crackpots.
Yeah. And now they think we're crackpots because we say we're going to see $3,000 or $4,000 gold.
So, I mean, it's possible we can see these numbers. Yes, it's possible. Is it going to happen tomorrow? No. Is it going to happen a year, 2 years from now, 6 months from now? It's possible.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody has the crystal ball. I mean, I'm just seeing, you know, I've been in this business, Ron, I guess, you know, really since the financial crisis of 2008, 2007, whatever you want to call it. Some people say it's 7, some people say it's 8. But you know, I've seen trends building the same way back then.
Yeah.
And in 2011, it took 3 years after the financial collapse. It took 3 years for silver go from what was it, $11 an ounce, $8 an ounce, all the way almost to 50.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
well,
it's not, you know, and this time is different. And people are going to attack me for saying, "Oh, you're fear mongering." No, I'm just trying. I'd rather have silver than not have silver or gold right now.
Yeah. Well, we got some unemployment numbers this week that were shocking, surprising to the market, right? Unemployment came in hotter than expected. We know Costco's talking about sales going down. Same story with Home Depot. Same story with Target, right? If we circle back around to the gold market, we got some good news this week from BlackRock, right? The world's largest institutional investor. They came out and said gold, and gold is the granddaddy, right? Silver's like the child, right? Silver follows gold generally. And BlackRock said there were 3 reasons why they like gold. Number one, they think the Fed is done. They think the Fed's ability to become more restrictive with monetary policy has become neutered. They said there's massive geopolitical risk in the world. We know that. And they said that gold and silver, for that matter, act as a great hedge during times of market volatility. And this comes after BlackRock bought a bunch of physical silver a couple of weeks ago through Eric Sprott's PSLV product up in Canada. It seems like we're moving into a scenario where the conditions are ripe for the gold and silver price.
I mean, I'm seeing the shop, you know, some days are better than others, Ron. You know, it's wishy-washy right now. It's hard to put my finger on it now. People are going to say, well, my shop don't have a lot of silver. My shop's doing good. It really depends on your location. And are those most people in your area have a little bit more funds right now? My shop, you know, we're kind of like middle class around here. I mean, you know, some people more upper class. So I mean, it's wishy-washy. I think there are most people who wanted it, who had the bucks, got in early.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And some of them are still coming back to get a little bit more.
Yep. Yep.
it's, and it's hard to answer, it's hard to give one way because it's every shop's going to be different. Every company is going to be different. Yes, you were right. Lowe's, Home Depot, Costco's, they're all losing sales.
Yeah.
Because there's not people are using up credit cards, and when those credit cards dry up, Ron, where are they going to get the funds? I mean, we are in this country's massive credit card debt.
Yep. And the credit card are accruing interest at record rates. Chris, I think I figured out why you're a little ticked off today, finally.
Why is that, sir?
Huh?
Why is that?
Are you well, like you said, right? Things are becoming more expensive. But I'm wondering if you're one of these aspirational buyers. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I'm still getting my stuff, like I've said before. I believe if you can get silver $30 or under an ounce, it don't matter where you get it from, if as long as it's real,
Stack it up.
Stack it up.
But I'm not talking about silver. I agree with you on that point. I appreciate you bringing that up. I have an article here, Chris, and maybe this is why you're getting a little frustrated on me. It says the title of this article is "Inflation is Making Luxury Handbags Unaffordable to an Aspirational Buyer." Are you mad because you had your heart set on a Chanel handbag, Chris?
But I actually sent you that email, Ron, and I was kind of joking around with you, and I say, I can't get my handbag this year, Ron.
I looked it up after I read this article, because I feel so sorry for these people. You know how much a Chanel handbag costs? $10,000 for a bag, for some leather sewn together. I mean, come on, man. What do you think about that, Chris?
I can do, I know a lot of females out there like their expensive handbags, but really, you really need that? They really need that expensive handbag?
Yeah. I'm fine. My purse costs $10 from. So let's circle back to what we talked about. This is great. I didn't even think about this, right? We just talked. We have more and more female viewers of Ron's Basement. Let's ask them, right? Would you rather have a $10,000 Chanel handbag, or you couldn't quite get a monster box, but let's say, 400 ounces of silver? I mean, what would you rather have, Chris? A purse or 400 ounces of silver?
Well, I rather have the 400 ounces of silver on, but that's just me. I mean, but you might want to ask your wife Susie what she would rather have.
No, I'm not asking Susie. There's a reason why I live in the basement, Chris.
Susie would probably say 400 ounces of silver.
Last time I stuck my toe on the first floor, she hit it with a hammer. Oh boy, so much more to cover here.
That's why we love the basement, Ron, because you're the only one that's in the basement doing this, and that makes you totally different from everybody else.
I know,
and it's really breathtaking that you're doing it from the basement. I think it's great.
Well, thank you. And everything you see here, I got at garage sales, except for my new gas mask. That came from a house that I rehabbed like 6 years ago. What's the lay? Do you have any information about price action and silver, gold, maybe even Bitcoin over the last month, Chris? Did you by chance?
I do. Yes, I do. Over the past month, silver was down $1.26 or 4.92%, which that's really gone up this past week, because if we remember, I think it was 6.07% last week. So we're doing a little bit better there. Gold was down $61.40, or down $3 and 3.01%. So down 61.40 or 3.01% gold was. Our grain was down $1,907.68 or down 6.91%. While gold's your winner this week, it looks like it's going between week after week, gold and Bitcoin's fighting off each other.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Interesting. Well, there's
but
been some big there. Go ahead.
I still believe silver's way undervalued. I really don't have a deal of the week. Because you know, we get attacked on that too. If I mention the company's name, or we make a commission off of it. So I'll say it again. I've always said this, Ron. I don't care where you buy it. I don't care if you buy it from a local coin shop, online, eBay, wherever. If it's underneath $30 an ounce, it's a steal. So buy it where you want to buy it.
Yeah.
On your 40%ers, people, you know, really thumb their nose at the 40%, you know, $10.50. Well, they melt for 361 right now. And some people are going to say in the comments, I know I'm going to hear it now. I'm always thinking what they're going to say. The melters don't want the 40%. It's not worth it. Well, right now, that is a true statement. The melters don't want the 40%. But, you know, they melt for 361. I'm picking them up off of eBay right now for $4 each. I think it's a steal. If we get to just at $30, Ron, we get back to $30, the melt value goes to 444 on these.
Yeah, I love those. What are they? 1965 to 69 Kennedy half dollars. They're 40% silver, 60% copper. What are like the two big metals? I mean, they are that coin is like the green revolution coin, right? Silver and copper.
And I don't mean to correct you, Ron. It's from 65 to 70, but the 70s are only done in proofs. Proofs are mint sets. I believe it's a mint sets too. I might be wrong with that one too.
Well, but you know, Chris, since that's the first time, and I think now it's been almost 6.5 days that I was wrong about something, it's okay that you corrected me.
You know, the 70s will bring a little bit more of a premium on them. Like I said, $30 silver, they're gonna melt for 444 each. That's the melt value right there. We get to 61, and everybody's, you know, want to attack you on, they melt for 902. So get them for $4 today, even when silver gets to 30, and that's not gonna be unheard of this year, I don't think. You buy them for $4 each, you're gonna gain 44 cents for every single one.
Yeah, now, and they're cool coins.
Now, times that by how many you have gotten at that price. I've gotten them lately for $380, $390 a coin on. So I'm getting them pretty close to melt value right now. I'm all in on the 40%. I think it's great value. 7 of them are roughly a little over an ounce of physical silver.
And I think it's important. You said something earlier. I want to point this out, that people snub their nose at them. Well, people snubbed their nose at 90% junk silver just a couple years ago, right? Or 5-10 years ago. And, you know, I think it's just my opinion, not offering financial advice, but I think the 40%, I love it because it's such a great value when I calculate, you know, the amount of silver you get versus the spot price. It's probably one of my more go-to. I think my local coin shop, I calculated it's only like a 4 or 5% premium over spot. So, well, Chris, it's time for us to wrap up. Did I miss anything that you want to point out before we say goodbye to everyone?
I don't think so. I just, you know, we really need a big push here, you know, to get this information out. So please just tap the like button. It's free. If you don't want to tap the like button with your thumb, well, then tap it with your nose, then, like Ron does with the bell.
Yeah, if you come to a live stream, once we hit 200 thumbs up, I hit the bell here, my silver plated bell with my nose, like a bird. And I've injured my nose. I have to be careful doing it, but I'm back at it now. My doctor gave me clearance to do the bell bird peck for the next live stream, Chris.
Well, maybe I ought to send you a clown nose, so when you actually do it, so you don't have to hurt your nose there, Ron.
Well, we've been called morons. I've been called every word in the book. Now a clown, thanks to my good friend Coin Shop Chris. Well, so well, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, you know, other people have called you clown too. I mean, you know, people can call us what they want. We're still gonna put the information out.
Yeah, we joke around and have fun. I believe in $100 silver. I believe in $200 silver. And the fact of the matter is that before you get to $200 silver, first you got to get the $28 silver, then you got to get the $35 silver, then you got to get the $61 silver, then you got to get the $85 silver, which will be when we take that blindfold off that little bear. Then we'll get to $100 and $200 silver, and we're going to have fun all the way along. Look, we know all the details. Chris and I could bore you with just talking about purely numbers, but we want to have some fun. We want you to come back and join us in the basement, because there's no Ron's basement without Coin Shop Chris, but there's also no Ron's basement without you, the viewer. So please come back. Chris, you want to say goodbye to everybody?
I just want to wish everybody a good week out there. If you can pick up another ounce of silver this week, stack what you can. Don't. And I just want to make one more point, Ron. When you're watching other YouTube channels out there, I've said this before, don't compare your stack with anybody else's.
Don't compare your what? You broke up. I didn't hear what you said. You said don't compare your what to anybody else's?
Don't compare your silver stack to another YouTube channel, because they've been stacking mostly for years. Some people donate to them. They grow their stack that way. You're gonna do it at your speed. Don't overdo it all at one time. Cost average is key.
There's always somebody who has more than you, and always somebody who has less.
That's right.
But the most important thing, Chris, is that we have each other, and we're bound together by silver here in Ron's basement, right, Chris?
And exactly. And if anybody wants to send me an email, please reach out to Ron. Ron will be happy to give anybody my email who needs a little bit of help. What to get, when to get it.
Cost you $5.
No, I try to help as many as people as I can. And if they want to just donate to you, Ron, that's fine. I mean,
I want to interrupt you, Chris, because we forgot to say it. Yes, Coin Shop Chris does this from the bottom of his heart. He's passionate about this. He doesn't have any interest in selling you anything. If you haven't noticed, we're not talking about any links where you can buy anything that he or I are selling. Nothing against people that do, but just so you know, Chris does this because he cares, and I want to recognize that he has helped many of the viewers of Ron's Basement answering questions. Very generous with his expertise and his time. Thank you, Chris, for doing that.
You're welcome. It might take me a day or two, to get back to some people. I mean, and if anybody is listening this late into the game, that I have helped you out, please leave that in the comments. I do know, Ron, that he answered every single email too.
Yeah, I'll answer every email that you send. I read all the comments, but any email I get, I always reply to. And I just decided something, Chris. You know what? When silver hits $85 and we take the blindfold off that guy, if you're not here, I'm going to pack him up in a box and send it to you. I know you live on the moon, so it's going to cost a lot, but I will do that. Right, have a great day. Have a great day, buddy.
Well,
thank you.
I will hop in my spaceship, Ron, and I'll fly back to Earth.
Okay. Sounds good. See you, buddy. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.